Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the heartwarming nostalgia surrounding Kimberly McCullough's iconic role as Robin Scorpio, and the exciting buzz about her potential return to the beloved soap opera. Diving into the rich history of daytime television, few characters have left as indelible a mark as Robin Scorpio on ABC's General Hospital. Kimberly McCullough, the talented actress who brought Robin to life, recently found herself swept up in a wave of fond recollections from her time on the show. Her journey with the series began in 1985 when she was just a child, stepping into the role that would define much of her career. Over the decades, McCullough's portrayal evolved alongside the show's dramatic twists, making Robin a cornerstone of some of General Hospital's most cherished story arcs. From her early days as the spirited daughter of super-spy parents, to her later adventures as a dedicated doctor and mother, Robin's presence helped shape the emotional landscape of Port Charles. McCullough's on and off tenure culminated in a poignant farewell in 2021, when she made a special appearance to honor the passing of Sean Dunley, a character whose legacy intertwined with Robin's own family ties. This brief return served as a touching bookend to her nearly four-decade run, leaving fans yearning for more glimpses of the resilient Scorpio matriarch. The spark for McCullough's latest trip down memory lane came from an unexpected encounter with a devoted General Hospital enthusiast. Inspired by the fans' enthusiasm, she took to social media to post a vintage photograph featuring herself and her former co-star Steve Burton, who famously played the enigmatic Jason Morgan. In the image, the two appear youthful and full of promise, capturing the essence of their characters' early chemistry that once set screens ablaze. Robin and Jason's dynamic was more than just a fleeting romance. It represented a deep, enduring bond that resonated profoundly with audiences, particularly the younger viewers who tuned in religiously during the soap's golden eras. Their storyline blended elements of forbidden love, loyalty, and high-stakes drama, often set against the backdrop of Port Charles' underworld intrigue. McCullough accompanied the photo with a heartfelt caption, reflecting on how, even after so many years, gazing at that snapshot of their baby selves instantly floods her with joyful reminiscences. She elaborated on the laughter-filled days on set, the improvisational moments that brought authenticity to their scenes, and the unbreakable camaraderie that extended beyond the cameras, making those memories all the more treasured in hindsight. Amid this wave of nostalgia, whispers of Kimberly McCullough's comeback to General Hospital have been circulating with increasing fervor, igniting hope among the show's loyal fanbase. Speculation suggests that Robin Scorpio could soon grace the streets of Port Charles once more, a development that would undoubtedly thrill longtime viewers who've followed her trials and triumphs. Imagine the possibilities: Robin reuniting with old allies, confronting new adversaries, or even delving into fresh medical mysteries at the hospital. Such a return wouldn't just be a nod to the past, but a bridge to exciting future narratives, potentially exploring themes of family reconciliation and personal growth. Fans have been vocal on forums and social platforms, sharing theories about how Robin's reappearance might tie into current plotlines, perhaps involving unresolved family secrets or alliances with characters like her mother, Anna Devane. Speaking of family, Robin's legacy continues to thrive through her daughter, Emma Drake, who has blossomed into a young woman now residing in Port Charles. Born from Robin's passionate relationship with Patrick Drake, Emma's arrival marked a new chapter in her mother's life, blending romance with the responsibilities of parenthood. These days, Emma shares a close-knit home with her grandmother Anna, the legendary WSB agent whose own adventures have kept the Scorpio Devane clan in the spotlight. Anna's occasional mentions of Robin during tense moments add layers of emotional depth, reminding everyone of the unbreakable bonds that define their family. Emma's storylines have evolved to showcase her independence, perhaps drawing her into romantic entanglements or career aspiration in medicine. Echoing her mother's path as a brilliant physician, inventive plot twists could see Emma grappling with her heritage, uncovering hidden truths about her parents' past, or even forming unexpected friendships with the next generation of Port Charles residents, all while keeping Robin's influence alive in subtle, meaningful ways. Throughout her storied tenure, McCullough's Robin was at the heart of groundbreaking narratives that pushed the boundaries of soap opera storytelling. One of the most impactful was the tragic saga involving Stone Cates, whose battle with AIDS and eventual death left an everlasting imprint on the show and its audience. This storyline, handled with sensitivity and realism, highlighted Robin's unwavering support for Stone, culminating in her own diagnosis with HIV, a plot point that educated viewers on the realities of the disease during a time when awareness was crucial. McCullough fully immersed herself in the role, researching extensively to portray the emotional and physical toll authentically, which earned praise from critics and health organizations alike. Over the years, Robin's journey shifted to managing her condition through medical advancements, symbolizing hope and resilience. New elements could expand this arc in a potential return, perhaps with Robin advocating for modern HIV research or mentoring younger characters facing health crises, adding contemporary relevance to her enduring tale. No discussion of Robin Scorpio would be complete without acknowledging her deep connection to the Nurses' Ball, General Hospital's glamorous annual event that combines charity, performance, and drama. This tradition held a special place in Robin's heart, often serving as a stage for pivotal revelations and heartfelt tributes. From dazzling musical numbers to tear-jerking speeches, the Nurses' Ball encapsulated the spirit of community in Port Charles, and Robin's involvement through organizing or participating underscores her commitment to causes like HIV/AIDS awareness. Invented expansions might include flashbacks to memorable balls, where Robin shared the spotlight with icons like Lucy Coe, or even new scenarios where she returns to host a revamped event, blending nostalgia with fresh surprises for attendees and viewers. The nostalgia evoked by McCullough's reflections, particularly on the Robin-Jason pairing, offers a delightful treat for veteran fans who've invested years in these characters. Their relationship, forged in friendship and tested by adversity, featured iconic moments like daring rescues and quiet confessions that captured the magic of young love amid chaos. Jason's brooding intensity complemented Robin's compassionate strength, creating a pairing that stood out in soap history. McCullough's shared memories invite fans to revisit those episodes, perhaps sparking rewatches and discussions about how such dynamics influenced the genre. As anticipation builds, keep an eye out for Kimberly McCullough's possible return to General Hospital this October, a move that could reignite the spark for many storylines. Whether it's a short arc or a longer commitment, her presence as Robin would enrich the tapestry of Port Charles, honoring the past while paving the way for new adventures. Next, we will learn about the explosive scheme involving Jen Sidwell's bribery plot against Sonny Corinthos and the potential fallout that could shake up Port Charles like never before. In the shadowy underbelly of Port Charles politics and crime, fresh spoilers from ABC's General Hospital reveal a cunning maneuver by the ruthless arms dealer Jen Sidwell, who's set his sights on dismantling Sonny Corinthos' empire. Sidwell's primary objective is to ensnare Sonny in a fabricated criminal probe, strategically timed during the heated Measure C vote referendum, that could reshape the city's waterfront developments. By painting Sonny as a corrupt kingpin, Sidwell aims to coerce him into relinquishing control of his valuable peers, effectively crippling the Corinthos organization's operations and influence. This isn't just a business rivalry, it's a calculated strike at Sonny's power base, potentially forcing him to liquidate assets he's fiercely protected for years. Invented layers to this plot might include Sidwell enlisting shadowy intermediaries to plant misleading evidence, such as forged documents linking Sonny to illicit dealings, all designed to amplify the pressure as election tensions rise. The Piers, long a hub for Sonny's legitimate and underground activities, represent more than real estate. They're the lifeblood of his territorial dominance, and losing them could signal the beginning of the end for his reign in Port Charles. However, complications arise with Judge Eva Heron, the pivotal figure in Sidwell's bribery scheme, who may soon grapple with a crisis of conscience. As a respected officer of the court, Heron is torn between her ethical duties and the dangerous web she's been drawn into. Spoilers suggest she could decide to step forward and expose the truth, driven by a growing sense of regret over her involvement in such deceit. This internal conflict adds a layer of moral drama, portraying Heron not as a villain, but as a flawed individual caught in Sidwell's manipulative grasp. New elements could explore her backstory, perhaps revealing a personal history of judicial integrity tarnished by financial hardships that made her vulnerable to Sidwell's offers, including promises of debt relief or protection for her family. Her potential redemption arc might involve secret meetings with trusted confidants, weighing the risks of confession against the fear of reprisal, ultimately pushing her toward doing what's right in the eyes of the law. Sidwell, ever the impatient strategist, has emphasized that time is of the essence, signaling his intent to unleash the plan at the most opportune moment to maximize chaos. This could coincide with key campaign events or public forums surrounding Measure C, ensuring the scandal erupts when Sonny is most exposed. Inventive additions might include Sidwell coordinating with underground contacts to monitor Sonny's movements, perhaps using high-tech surveillance or insider tips from disgruntled associates to pinpoint the perfect timing. His impatience underscores the high stakes, as any delay could allow Sonny to fortify his defenses or uncover the plot prematurely, turning the tables on the scheming dealer. At the heart of the arrangement is a devious twist. Judge Heron is expected to publicly confess, near election time, that Sonny bribed her to sway the custody battle in favor of Michael Corinthos, granting him full guardianship over his children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. To lend credibility, she'll present a falsified bank transaction as irrefutable proof of the payoff. This revelation would throw the entire custody ruling into turmoil, potentially reopening the case and benefiting Willow Tate, who has been fighting tooth and nail to retain her parental rights. Expanded details could delve into the emotional ripple effects, such as Michael's anguish over the sudden instability, or Willow's renewed hope sparking alliances with unexpected supporters like Nina Reeves, who might use her media influence to sway public opinion. The children, innocent pawns in this adult drama, could face added stress, with invented subplots showing Wiley's confusion or Amelia's budding awareness of family fractures, heightening the human cost of Sidwell's machinations. As news of Sonny's alleged bribery in the custody case spreads like wildfire through Port Charles, the town buzzes with gossip and speculation. Residents from all walks of life, doctors at General Hospital, business owners on the docks, and even casual coffee shop patrons will dissect the scandal, fueling a media frenzy that tarnishes Sonny's reputation overnight. Despite Sonny's vehement denials and efforts to rally his allies, the court of public opinion might already deliver a guilty verdict, eroding his standing and isolating him from potential supporters. Creative enhancements might include scenes of town hall meetings, where Measure C advocates use the scandal to rally against Sonny's interests, or anonymous tipsters leaking details to the press, amplifying the damage and forcing Sonny into a defensive posture he's unaccustomed to. Sidwell, watching from the shadows, would revel in the plan's smooth progression, confident that the mounting pressure will compel Sonny to capitulate and sell the peers as demanded. This satisfaction stems from seeing his adversary cornered, with the scandal serving as the final push toward Sidwell's goal of monopolizing the waterfront for his own illicit enterprises. New inventions could portray Sidwell in lavish hideouts, toasting to interim victories with cohorts, while plotting contingency measures like additional blackmail or alliances with other Port Charles villains to ensure Sonny's compliance. Yet, in a dramatic turn, Judge Heron begins to recognize the grave mistake she's made, particularly in deeming Willow Tate an unfit parent amid the fabricated chaos. Overcome with remorse, she confronts Sidwell, declaring her intention to reveal the truth to the authoritious that he, not Sonny, orchestrated the bribe. Her plan includes pushing for a fresh custody hearing to justly reassess the welfare of Michael and Willow's children, aiming to rectify the injustice she's helped perpetuate. Detailed expansions might explore Heron's sleepless nights, haunted by visions of the children's futures, or her discreet consultations with legal experts to build a case against Sidwell, adding tension through her covert preparations for confession. Sidwell, unfazed by her rebellion, swiftly counters with menacing threats, warning Heron that defying him could cost her everything, including her life. He insists she remain silent, emphasizing how flawlessly his scheme is unfolding and how her interference would unravel it all. This intimidation leaves Heron visibly rattled, caught between fear and her resurfacing principles. Invented elements could heighten the drama, with Sidwell deploying enforcers to shadow her, or delivering veiled warnings through anonymous messages, underscoring the peril of crossing a man like him in Port Charles's treacherous world. What do you think, fellow GH fans? Will Sidwell strike soon and escalate his plot? Could Judge Heron overcome her fears to exonerate Sonny? And might Sidwell's threats succeed in silencing her for good? Next, we will learn about the brewing storm at Deception Cosmetics, where a tainted investment could lead to desperate measures, and a shocking exit for one key player in Port Charles. Fresh from the dramatic corridors of ABC's General Hospital, spoilers hint at a perilous predicament for the beauty empire Deception, teetering on the edge of scandal and potential ruin. It all stems from a dark secret unearthed by the late Natalia Ramirez, who stumbled upon evidence that Sonny Corinthos's generous infusion of cash into the company was sourced straight from his shadowy criminal enterprises. This revelation, made just before Natalia's untimely demise, sent shockwaves through the organization, prompting her to discreetly alert Brooklyn Quartermain about the illicit origins of the funds. Brooklyn, ever the loyal team player, wasted no time in looping in the rest of Deception's top brass, including powerhouses like Tracy Quartermain, Lucy Coe, and Maxie Jones. The group found themselves grappling with the fallout, having already taken the bold step of reimbursing Sonny to wash their hands of the dirty money. Yet, the lingering dilemma looms large. What path should they pursue next to safeguard their futures? Invented twists could introduce hidden ledgers or encrypted emails from Natalia that surface posthumously, adding layers of intrigue as the women sift through clues that might expose even deeper ties between Deception's finances and Sonny's underworld dealings, forcing them to question every past decision. Initially, the Deception leadership circle reached a tense consensus to escalate the matter by alerting law enforcement, viewing it as the morally upright choice to cleanse their company's reputation and avoid future entanglements. This plan seemed solid until the cunning Jen Sidwell entered the fray, pulling Tracy Quartermain aside for a private persuasion session. Sidwell painted a grim picture, warning that blowing the whistle could trigger a cascade of consequence, not only the collapse of Deception under legal scrutiny, but also the very real threat of imprisonment for all involved due to their unwitting complicity. His arguments hit home, exploiting Tracy's protective instincts for her family's legacy and the business she's helped build. Expanded details might explore Sidwell's manipulative tactics, such as presenting fabricated case studies of similar corporate downfalls, or dangling promises of alternative funding sources to sway her, all while concealing his own vested interests in keeping Sonny's operations intact. For his arms-dealing schemes, armed with Sidwell's dire forecasts, Tracy turned her formidable influence toward convincing Lucy Coe and Brooklyn Quartermain that silence was the wiser strategy, urging them to let sleeping dogs lie rather than risk everything. The group convened for a high-stakes vote, where the majority sided with discretion, swayed by fears of audits, lawsuits, and personal ruin. However, Maxie Jones stood as the lone holdout, her principled stance creating ripples of unease among her colleagues. Brooklyn and Tracy, in particular, harbored growing anxieties that Maxie's resolve might lead her straight to the authorities, especially given her close familial ties to Mac Scorpio, the no-nonsense chief of police whose integrity could make him an ideal confidant. Creative additions could delve into tense boardroom confrontations, with invented dialogue revealing Maxie's impassioned pleas for transparency, contrasted by Tracy's steely rebuttals that highlight the Quartermain matriarch's history of cutthroat business maneuvers to protect her own. Undeterred by the vote's outcome, Tracy appears to be hatching a covert strategy to neutralize the threat posed by Maxie's potential whistleblowing. Speculation swirls that her plan might involve orchestrating Maxie's temporary removal from the equation, perhaps in a way that seems innocuous on the surface, but carries hidden dangers. Could Tracy be contemplating a drastic step like making Maxie vanish from Port Charles altogether, ensuring the secret remains buried? New elements might include Tracy consulting with private investigators, or enlisting Quartermain resources to monitor Maxie's movements, setting the stage for a calculated intervention that blends corporate strategy with personal vendettas, all under the guise of protecting Deception's fragile stability. Tracy isn't the sole figure with motives to muzzle Maxie and preserve the status quo. A web of interested parties could emerge to enforce silence. Sonny Corinthos himself might catch wind of Maxie's intentions through his extensive network of informants, viewing her as a loose end that threatens his empire's secrecy. Similarly, the opportunistic Sidwell, with his fingers in multiple pies, could perceive Maxie's knowledge as a direct risk to his broader agendas in Port Charles. Beyond them, other stakeholders tied to Deception, ranging from silent investors to rival beauty moguls, might resort to extreme measures to keep the scandal under wraps, turning the company into a hotbed of suspicion and alliances. Inventive expansions could portray clandestine meetings where these players exchange veiled threats or bribes, perhaps involving anonymous notes left at Maxie's doorstep, or subtle sabotage at Deception headquarters to intimidate her into compliance. One intriguing possibility floated in spoilers. Is Tracy dispatching Maxie on an international assignment to the luxurious Five Poppies resort, framing it as a golden opportunity for Deception to expand its brand, under the pretense of negotiating a partnership where the spa would feature Deception's premium products? This trip could promise substantial profits and market growth. However, With the resort currently embroiled in its own whirlpool of mysteries and danger-shink espionage, rivalries, and unexpected alliances, Maxie's sojourn might take a perilous turn, placing her in harm's way far from home. Detailed inventions might describe the resort's opulent yet treacherous setting, complete with hidden coves ideal for covert dealings or staff members with ties to Sidwell's operations, heightening the risk that Maxie stumbles into something deadly during her business excursion. Alternatively, more sinister forces like Sidwell or Sonny could intervene to engineer Maxie's temporary disappearance, ensuring she's sidelined long enough for the heat to die down. This could manifest as a staged accident, a fabricated emergency pulling her away, or even a brief kidnapping disguised as a mix-up, all timed to coincide with escalating tensions at Deception. Such a move would not only protect their interests, but also add a layer of suspense to the storyline, leaving fans guessing about her fate. Creative flourishes might include flashbacks to Maxie's growing suspicions, or invented alliances where she confides in unlikely friends like Spinelli, who could attempt a digital investigation to uncover the plot before it's too late. This plot development aligns intriguingly with real-life announcements from actress Kirsten Storms, who has confirmed that her character Maxie will be stepping away from the General Hospital canvas until at least the year's end, possibly due to personal or scheduling reasons. Could this deception dilemma serve as the narrative vehicle to justify her absence, weaving in elements of mystery and intrigue to keep viewers hooked during her hiatus? It opens doors for temporary recasts or off-screen adventures that could reshape Maxie's arc upon her return, blending soap opera drama with behind-the-scenes realities. So, what are your takes on this unfolding saga, GH enthusiasts? Should Maxie defy the group and head straight to the authorities with the explosive truth about Sonny's investment? Might Tracy pull strings to ship Maxie off to Croatia under the cover of Deception business, only for trouble to follow? Or could a darker fate befall Maxie at the hands of powerful foes like Sidwell or Sonny? Share your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest twists from Port Charles.